Takes us from the end of the Beaver Valley Club over to Epping Lookout. We started here at Blantyre and we walked through the section and then down here, and this is where the maps both connect. So this map ends around kilometer 94.3 and that is, where's kilometer 9? Right here. So we continued on and we ended at Epping Lookout. There were a number of lookouts which you can see on the map here, and if you just follow the map around, and there were several waterfalls. But I will say this is probably one of the least hilly sections of the Beaver Valley Club. Now I only have 20 kilometers left near the Beaver Valley ski hill, but I suspect that's pretty hilly. So that is where I'm going to take you today. It's worth mentioning that at the Epping John Muir Lookout, there is plenty of parking there and a great view. This is my first season owning a boat, and I'm learning about restoration and boat care as I go. So I'm sharing this information with you in case this might be of interest to you now or later. If you have any tips, I'm also very game in learning. It's always good to get different information from different people. So when I was told I should winterize my boat, I didn't really know what that meant, and I asked around. Some sailors that I spoke to said there was no need because the boat's designed to be outside. Others said no, you should cover it and protect it, especially because I had worked so hard at cleaning the deck up, and that it will give it a little bit of extra protection. And there was the off possibility that if I want to go down there in the winter and spend the night, that it would be more protected. I have not yet slept on my boat, and I don't know if winter is the best season to try sleeping on the boat. That being said, I went down there. I had a tarp lying around that I had picked up for something else and didn't end up using, so I thought, perfect, I'll just use that. The first thing that I did when I got there was just take in the beautiful scenery, the last of the fall colors, as this was the first weekend in November. And then I got to work wrapping my boat with the tarp. And I've winterized, with the help of some friends, my boat. I moved my solar panel to the front, so I hope that I'll get some light and be able, if I do come down here, be able to get some lights going. Let's see if I can turn them on now, actually. Oh yeah, awesome. And if I crawl through here, this is what it looks like right now. It's a bit mucky, so we've unfortunately had to track in our dirty shoes, but I think it'll be nice and cozy for the winter. This is what it looks like from the outside. I'm particularly proud of the solar lights that I set up on my boat in the summer, and that I was able to move them around and provide some nighttime lighting if I do go down there during the winter. I was invited by some friends to go and celebrate Day of the Dead with them at the Brickworks. We got to see my friend Esteban Powell's short film called Vela. which was screening at the Day of the Dead celebration. On the second weekend in November, we were supposed to go and do parts of the Bruce Trail, but things happened, so we ended up just doing a local Toronto hike. And then a friend and I went to see the Cause exhibit at the AGO. I had seen it in Melbourne in 2020. It had some of the same art, but also some different art in case you had seen the Cause exhibit at other locations. And it's fun and family-friendly exhibit to go see, big bold colors and shapes and sculptures. And if you're looking for something to do over the holidays, go check it out. Off-trail highlight that I'll mention is that I have been working on preparing some art for an upcoming art show at Worth Gallery on Dundas near Bathurst in Toronto. It is a group show, and you'll see that I start working on my watercolors. When I'm done, I'll show you the finished product. I am trying to paint, and can you just like maybe be off to the side a little bit? What do you think? Or do you need some cuddles? Okay, I'll give you some love. Hello, happy hikers. I'm trying to catch up on a couple of months worth of adventures. The West Coast Trail is still coming. That's probably gonna be a project over the winter holidays. Today I'm sharing the last 22 kilometers of the Beaver Valley Club Bruce Trail. We started at Blantyre or Blantyre, I'm not sure how that's pronounced, and we ended at Epping John Muir Lookout. I feel like I should share with everyone. I use the 50th edition of the Bruce Trail Guide, and I know there are updates, and I try and read the magazines and go online and be up to date. But I didn't realize that the parking area for Blantyre had changed. So when we got there, we really struggled to find a parking spot because they say, the book says don't park on the shoulder. The area that the GPS led us to now says no parking. You obviously can't block driveways. So I ended up finding a spot a little bit north of where the GPS said there was maybe a spot for 2 vehicles, maybe. And I was able to pull off the shoulder and not block any farm access. So that seemed to be okay. I tucked my mirrors in as well, just to be sure. And I do have a 4-wheel drive, so I'm not sure if a small car would make it. That being said, when I Googled, there was a business across from where the hike started, and I was considering phoning them or just going in to see if they would mind if I parked there, but I was a little shy and I didn't want to disturb anyone. And then later on the trail, we bumped into Beaver Valley Club members that were doing a geology hike. And she said that they are now allowing people to park there for hiking on the Bruce Trail until they finish the parking area next to the Bruce Trail where there's a structure right now. In case you're going to hike this area, please keep the parking in mind. Now at the Epping John Muir Lookout parking area, there's no problem there. I will say the outhouse is locked, I guess, after certain days. This last 22 kilometers of the Beaver Valley Club is probably the easiest that I found for this club. There were very few ups and downs. It was relatively easy, and we knocked out those 22 kilometers really, really quickly. The only thing that we found was our biggest challenge was being that it was in November. It had started to frost, so the ground was a bit slick, and that was over leaves and mud. And then as the day went on and the sun came out, certain areas became thawed on top of icy mud and leaves, so you just had to watch your footing. That's all. But you have to watch your footing anyways. that is. Just a rolling river. It does. Look. Yeah, a little waterfall. Summer, fall, summer. Okay, we came across one of probably the last green fields left on the Bruce Trail for the year, and the sun was cresting just over the hill when we got there, and suddenly I was transported to the Microsoft XP default wallpaper. Let me know if you agree, right? Features of this section of the trail include a couple of waterfalls, some escarpment rocks. The group that I hike with often stops on the escarpment rocks and it becomes an adult playground. Perhaps you can relate. All of the seasons have their bounties. I would say that for fall, one of my favorite things is the fallen leaves and the crunching of fallen leaves. On this trail, I think I've come across this once before, but it's rare for me, is that we came across a section of fallen leaves that were blue, like a purpley blue, like a blueberry. And would love to know if anyone knows why this color is so particular to that area.
Almost metallic blue, gray, black. Beautiful.
I wish this was my backyard. It's deceivingly challenging. The mud and the leaves adds additional challenge for sure. Yeah. Like, we haven't had too many ups and downs. It's just those types of challenges. So. The trail passes along many cornfields. It was very obvious that local fauna had enjoyed the ends of harvest and left husks of corn all over the trail. My romantic heart finds specific areas along this trail ideal picnic areas. And there were 2 on this section of the trail. I'm going to keep those to myself, and perhaps I'm going to do a segment based on my top 10 romantic areas on the Bruce Trail. So watch for that later. I'll try and do that before Valentine's. Oh my, this is slippery. I think it rained yesterday, but you know what? It's the thaw of the frost. So it's like the surface is thawed. So mushroom season was pretty much at the end. We did see a lot of variety of mushrooms, and we also actually came across a fox den. I didn't take a photo of it, but it was this cute burrow in the grasses. We didn't get too near because we didn't want to disturb any creatures inside. So 3 more kilometers.